Have you ever participated in a contest?
Yes, I have. Last year, I took part in a short story writing contest organized by a local library. It was the first time I submitted anything publicly, so I was nervous. I spent a week working on the story, editing it several times before sending it in. Although I didn't win, I received an honorable mention, which felt really encouraging and pushed me to keep writing and improving.
What kind of contests do you enjoy watching or attending?
I really enjoy watching cooking competitions, especially ones like MasterChef. There's something fascinating about seeing people work under pressure, using limited ingredients to create amazing dishes. It's not just about cooking, it's about creativity, time management, and passion. Even though I'm not great at cooking myself, I love watching how people approach challenges with such energy and skill.
Do you think contests are a good way to measure someone's ability?
I think contests can show someone's skill in a specific moment, but they don't always reflect long-term ability. Some people don't perform well under pressure, even if they're talented. I've seen friends who are great artists struggle in art competitions just because of nerves. So while contests can highlight talent, they're not the only way to judge someone's true potential.
Have contests been important in your education or career?
Definitely. In high school, I entered a science quiz contest that really changed how I viewed learning. Preparing for it made me dig deeper into topics I usually just skimmed over. Later, during university, I joined a case study competition in business school, which helped me build problem-solving and teamwork skills that I still use today.
Do you prefer team contests or individual ones?
Personally, I prefer individual contests because I like being in control of how I prepare and perform. I've done team contests before, and while they can be fun, I sometimes get frustrated if group members aren't equally committed. In individual competitions, win or lose, I know the result depends entirely on me, and I find that both motivating and fair. One competition I entered that really stands out in my memory was a public speaking contest held at my university during my final year. It took place in early March, just a few months before graduation, and it was part of an annual cultural festival organized by the Student Council. I had always enjoyed speaking in front of an audience, but I had never taken part in a formal competition before, so this experience was both exciting and a bit nerve-wracking. For the competition, participants were asked to prepare a 5-minute speech on a given topic. We were informed about the topic a week before the event, and this year's theme was Technology and Human Connection. The idea was to explore whether advancements in technology were bringing people closer or pulling them apart. I spent several days thinking about how I wanted to approach it. I decided to focus on the paradox of social media, how it helps us stay connected but also creates a sense of isolation if we're not careful. I tried to include real-life examples, some humor, and personal insight to make my speech relatable and engaging. Practicing in front of friends helped me refine my delivery and gain some confidence. The competition itself was held in the university auditorium, and there were around 20 participants from different departments. The atmosphere was intense but supportive. There was a panel of 3 judges, 2 professors from the communication department and 1 guest speaker who was an alum and now worked in media. The audience was made up of students, faculty members, and even a few parents. Everyone was very attentive, and the auditorium was filled with a kind of electric energy that made the whole thing feel more real. Each participant was called on stage one by one, and we had to speak under a spotlight, facing a crowd of nearly 200 people. After the speeches, the judges provided feedback and selected the top 3 performers. When my name was called, I felt a jolt of adrenaline. I walked up to the stage trying to look calm, even though my heart was racing. As I started speaking, I focused on my breathing and remembered all the practice I had done. A few seconds in, I found my rhythm, and the nervousness started to fade. I could see some people in the audience nodding and smiling, which gave me a boost of confidence. I ended the speech with a strong closing line and received a good round of applause. In the end, I didn't win first place, I came in second, but honestly, that didn't matter much to me. The experience itself was incredibly rewarding. I was proud of how I handled the pressure and managed to express my ideas clearly. It pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me realize I could perform well in high-stress situations. More importantly, it reminded me that competitions aren't just about winning, they're about growth, learning, and discovering what you're capable of. Looking back, I'm really glad I participated. It gave me a sense of accomplishment and motivated me to keep challenging myself in new ways.
Do you think competition is important in education?
Competition in education can be both beneficial and detrimental, depending on how it's implemented. On the positive side, it can motivate students to strive for excellence, pushing them to work harder and achieve their goals. For instance, academic contests like science fairs or math olympiads can inspire students to delve deeper into subjects and develop a passion for learning. However, excessive emphasis on competition can lead to undue stress and anxiety among students. It might foster a fear of failure, discouraging some from participating altogether. Moreover, it can create an environment where students are more focused on outperforming their peers rather than collaborating and learning together. In my opinion, while a certain level of competition can be healthy and motivating, it's crucial to balance it with collaborative learning opportunities. Schools should aim to create an environment where students are encouraged to do their best, but not at the expense of their mental well-being or peer relationships.
How does competition affect people's behavior in the workplace?
Competition in the workplace can drive individuals to perform at their best, fostering innovation and productivity. Employees may be more inclined to set higher goals, seek continuous improvement, and contribute positively to the organization's success. For example, sales teams often thrive in competitive environments, striving to exceed targets and outperform peers. However, if not managed properly, competition can lead to negative behaviors such as cutthroat tactics, withholding information, or undermining colleagues. It might create a toxic work environment where trust is eroded, and collaboration is hindered. Therefore, while competition can be a powerful motivator, it's essential for organizations to promote healthy competition that encourages personal growth and team success, rather than fostering rivalry that could be detrimental to the workplace culture.
Why do people enjoy watching competitive events?
People are drawn to competitive events for various reasons. Firstly, such events often showcase exceptional talent and skill, providing entertainment and inspiration. Watching athletes break records or performers deliver outstanding acts can be thrilling and motivating. Secondly, competitive events often evoke strong emotions, creating a sense of excitement, anticipation, and even national pride. For instance, international sports competitions like the Olympics bring people together, fostering unity and shared experiences. Moreover, these events offer narratives of perseverance, triumph, and sometimes heartbreak, which resonate with audiences. The stories behind the competitors, their struggles, dedication, and journeys, add depth to the events, making them more engaging. In essence, competitive events captivate audiences by combining skill, emotion, and storytelling, making them a popular form of entertainment worldwide.
Do you think it's better to compete individually or in a team?
The preference between individual and team competition largely depends on personal strengths and the nature of the task. Individual competitions allow participants to showcase personal skills, make independent decisions, and take full responsibility for outcomes. This can be empowering and rewarding for those who prefer autonomy. On the other hand, team competitions emphasize collaboration, communication, and collective problem solving. They can lead to innovative solutions and shared success, fostering a sense of camaraderie. Team settings also allow individuals to learn from each other and leverage diverse strengths. Personally, I believe both forms have their merits. While individual competitions can highlight personal excellence, team competitions teach valuable interpersonal skills and the importance of working towards a common goal. The choice between the two should align with one's personal preferences and the specific context of the competition.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of intense competition in society?
Intense competition in society can drive innovation, efficiency, and economic growth. It pushes individuals and organizations to improve, leading to better products, services, and advancements in various fields. For instance, competition in the tech industry has led to rapid technological progress and improved consumer choices. However, excessive competition can also have negative consequences. It may lead to increased stress, burnout, and unethical behaviors as individuals strive to outdo each other. In extreme cases, it can exacerbate social inequalities, as those with more resources have an advantage in competitive environments. Therefore, while competition can be a catalyst for progress, it's essential to ensure that it remains fair and balanced. Society should aim to create environments where competition drives improvement without compromising well-being or equity.